What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code SWISHMASTERS for 15% off. Yeah, that's right, you heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you. What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning in to the Swish Masters Podcast, and thank you to our sponsor, SS96. Visit ss96.net and use the promo code Swish Masters for 15% off. Yeah, that's right, you heard me right. 15% off on all store items. Hats, hoodies, t-shirts, whatever you need, SS96 has it. Also, don't forget to go and check out that music from Straight Stoner, produced by yours truly. You know what it is, Gut Gang, mobbing, sleepwalking. We out here. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2022 NBA Draft at Barclays Center.
The next generation of NBA stars will realize their dreams, including 3 freshmen who are expected to go 1, 2, and 3 for just the 6th time in draft history.
Jabari Smith, he's a gem out of Auburn.
Everyone is saying you are the #1 overall pick. Does that make you more excited or more anxious?
A little bit of both. You know what I mean? A lot of pressure comes with being #1, but that's something I'm ready for, and I'm just excited to see how it unfolds.
With the first pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero from Duke University.
Surprising a few, because Jabari Smith was the guy that many people were targeting here. You saw Paolo's reaction. He was even surprised, Stephen A.
You draft somebody like him, it ain't just because of his talent, Jalen. It's because you're thinking culture.
So you end up going #1. We all saw the chatter. What do you think was the difference maker?
I wanted to be #1, but I also wasn't going to be upset wherever I went. So all I can say is Orlando's going to get 110% from me.
Now all of a sudden Oklahoma City probably didn't expect that it was going to be Smith or Holmgren. So that is a big shakeup at the top from what we thought it was going to be.
With the second pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga University.
Chet, the highest drafted player in Gonzaga program history, now at #2. You're going to hear this word a lot. At 7 feet tall, 195 pounds, that word is unicorn.
It's a mix of 1,000 emotions, and yet I have 0 words to explain it. OKC Thunder, let's work. Let's work.
With the third pick, the Houston Rockets select Jabari Smith Jr. from Auburn University.
How you feeling?
I think he's a home run. I think he's a layup pick for the Rockets.
Can you tell Houston Rockets fans what they are getting and why they should be excited?
You get the hard worker, competitor, somebody who don't like to lose. All I care about is that W. That's what y'all getting.
You said you were going to be the best dressed at the draft. Did you live up to the hype?
I see a lot of great suits here. Credit to our draft class, but I don't think I'd put anybody's suit over mine.
Why should you put me on the cover? Yeah. Because there's nobody swaggier than me. Period.
I saw something on the inside. I need you to explain all of this to the viewers out there.
So this is basically what I do before every game, just calming myself down. On this side, this is when I play at home in Atlanta, so it means a lot to me.
Can we get a look at these shoes? Because these kicks, I'm feeling them. Kevin, I like these.
At the end of the day, it's an opinion. I feel like everybody here feels like they got the best suit.
People don't realize what it means to get your name called on draft.
The Detroit Pistons select Jaden Ivey from Purdue University. Marjon Beauchamp from the NBA G League's Team Ignite.
This right here is what it is all about.
Absolutely. Like, let it out. Let it out, young fella. This is about the journey.
I work day in and day out to just get to this level.
This is a moment that I can only imagine that he has been thinking of, has been working toward for years.
God never gave up on me. Everything I had to go through, all the adversity and no one believing in me, it's just special.
Guys' lives is going to change after tonight.
The young men have the chance to be among the next generation of stars in our league.
What you just heard were sights and sounds from the NBA Draft podcast.
What's happening, everybody? I'm Zay, the executive producer. What's happening, Q?
A lot of stuff that
Definitely.
Going on, I've got. Let's just start. Honestly.
Yeah.
All the mock drafts also had.
Yeah. The Magic did. I knew the top 3 picks for the longest. I mean, I think really the first 10 draft picks were pretty expected, but like the last few weeks, I was like, okay, Jabari Smith is going to be #1 overall pick, and that didn't happen. So shout out to the Magic for shaking it up a little bit. Definitely was surprising to me.
Definitely. Shout out to. So yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you think the Magic will regret passing up on Smith Jr. or Holmgren?
I don't think so. I think Paolo is very talented, and he's gonna I truly do believe Paolo is gonna come in and give like 10%, like you said in that video. Really, with all of these guys, man, Paolo, Jabari, Chet, I think all of them would have been a great pick for the Magic, regardless of the order, the outcome that happened. I'm interested to see how they set it up and the lineups that come with each team. But I don't think they'll regret it. I like Paolo's game, and I think he's just going to improve and work hard once he gets to Orlando.
Good point. It's just that, I mean, he can fit right along with what they got going on. They can space the floor pretty well already. They have Wendell Carter Jr. space the floor. Wagner had a pretty good season last season. The Magic. So they'll have a lot of floor spacers, right?
Yeah.
And he can attack. He can attack the side. Definitely a threat from the outside. He can create his own shot. He had about 600 points at Duke, right? Like a high score. So one thing he can do for you, he's definitely going to score.
Absolutely. He's athletic. He's got good size. I think Paolo Banchero's 6'10", 250-ish. So I think that he'll be a great pickup, and he can play on the wing, play inside a little bit. I think he'll be fine with the Magic, and hopefully, they can build a strong sense of chemistry, a good team around them, and they make a push this year, at least for the playoffs. I mean,
yeah, shot over 52% from 3 in the NCAA tournament. So he's definitely a capable shooter in these pressurized moments. So he can do it. Either way, it's a good pickup. It was just pretty surprising. Everyone kind of assumed it's gotta be Jabari for sure, or Holmgren, but really Jabari.
Yeah.
And he was mad. He was mad that he wasn't picked. I don't blame him.
Oh man, you think he was mad for real? I don't know.
I think you. All right, listen. He saw the video too. I think he was mad.
I think he was
visibly upset, or was he like worried?
I mean, I wouldn't say worried, because at the end of the day, we all have heard, and this has been like going on for like the past couple of months, that it was going to be these 3 at least. So I don't think he was worried about like not getting drafted, at one of the top picks. I don't think that was a worry. I think he was just surprised because to me it seemed like it was being solidified that Jabari Smith Jr. would be the #1 pick for like the past 2 to 3 weeks leading up to the draft. I was like, oh, he's gonna be #1, and then it took Paolo, so I was like, oh. So I think he probably was having the same reaction, like, oh, probably being told by different people, different camps, whatever, like, oh, you're likely to be the #1 pick. And then when it didn't happen, it was like, anticipation, just waiting. I think he was just like, oh, just had a kind of like a surprising reaction to it.
Apparently, they knew who they wanted from the get-go. Surprising. He didn't work out with the team, and that's part of it too. Never worked out for the Magic.
Really?
Never did. There's a post interview he talked about it. So he said the Magic did all the right things. They had interviews. He met with the team. Practice one. Typically before the draft, you have private workouts with the team that invites you. Yeah. And they didn't do it. So I think that's part of the reason why it was so surprising. They fooled everybody.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it works out. He's definitely set up for success. I think he'll definitely have a chance to have the ball in his hands a lot. So, yeah, I don't think. Listen, the Magic should not regret it.
Yeah.
Be proud of your pick. Don't regret it at all. So what you passed up on Jabari or Chet? It's all good to me. They should not have regretted at all.
Not at all.
They did. I mean, saying we were able to pick the best two after that. So my team is straight. We were good. Don't regret it.
Oh man, yeah. OKC, I'm sure they got their guy. Yeah, the Magic did fine.
They did okay. They did okay. So I think we both agree. They
not at all.
So which one of these top 3 picks is best suited for immediate success?
All 3 of them are, and that's another thing I noticed. Like, I don't know if this is a regular thing, but all 3 of these guys are big men, like 6'10" or taller.
That's true. They can play the forward spot.
And they can all shoot, kind of, handle hybrid type of stretch 4/5s type players.
True.
Who I think is gonna be immediately successful? That's a hard one. I think all of these guys are really good. I think
gotta pick one.
I think I'm gonna say Jabari. Simply because of his situation. He has pretty much he has young stars in Jalen Green, potentially John Wall playing. Those are like the best players I can think of in Houston at this moment. They just traded away Christian Wood.
Yeah, so we'll get into that later too.
Yeah, I know we gotta get involved. Got to.
Yeah, you gotta talk about that. But
so at that position, at the 4/5, it's pretty much his spot to lose. So he can easily get a lot of possessions. He'll be the starting 4 or 5, I think, for Houston. And I'm still, even though I expect to see them play well and grow. I expect them to be a threat to anyone in the West right now, just because they're still young. They don't have a lot of superstar talent just yet. But I think that he'll have a impact and he'll have a great season to start out. I'm gonna say Jabari Smith Jr.
Good pick. With the Magic drafting and taking a forward, I think everyone knew they'll take a big man or a forward based on the top 3 prospect. So you gotta think about what does that mean for like Jonathan Isaac or Mo Bamba. I think he's listed for free agency. So what does that mean for those two? Jonathan, I think he's signed for a little bit longer, but still his role's gonna be more back. So, and I don't know how I thought Jonathan Isaac was a decent player. I think he had an injury. But other than that, pretty good prospect. So yeah, I guess that means he will definitely have the starting job, I guess, over John.
Yeah.
That what we're assuming here.
I would assume so. The last time I saw Jonathan Isaac was maybe not even this past season, maybe the season before that. He had an injury, like in the mid-season, and he wasn't. It was a season-ending injury, so he could possibly, return. And I don't know how but I do remember he was getting better.
Was
up to that injury, and then
like defense up there.
Yeah, but even still, I think the Magic could experiment a little bit. I'm trying to think of who they have. Cole Anthony.
You got a lot. They still got Markelle Fultz. They have
Jalen
Suggs, Wagner. They have No Carter Jr. They have some good talent, like young talent. They have a chance.
I think they can even.
They have a chance to build something nice.
I think they could be decent. Like if they were to go with a lineup that even if Isaac is back and healthy, if they were to slide him to the 3 because he can handle, he can shoot a little bit.
Yeah, he can be a multi-position.
Paolo can stretch the floor and play inside. Wendell Carter Jr. is a decent big man. They could make that type of lineup work and have some size and do something special, at least a playoff push, I think. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah. I think honestly, being the number 1 overall pick, it puts a lot of pressure on you. Everyone's looking at you. Supposed to be this type of player right out the gate. Apparently he's open to the pressure. He's welcoming the expectations. So could be, all that being said, he's definitely gonna be a Rookie of the Year. Has to be that type of player. So
you think so you're saying Paolo will win Rookie of the Year, or are you saying he's got to be a candidate for it?
He's definitely got to be a candidate for sure. But
okay.
I think he's a front runner right now. I think it'd be most likely between him and Junior.
What about your boy Chet?
I'm gonna get to him. So listen, Chet was definitely gonna be a definite starter for OKC. Big man is a piece that we're missing. Presti is putting together a unique roster because we got Giddey, who's a tall guard, basically, who can run the point. Shea can be the scorer and a pretty good playmaker. We also have Dort, who is 6'3", but can guard the heck out of anybody. So
very versatile defender.
Got Paku, like a freak of nature. Long length skills. He can pass. He still needs to develop a little bit. And we got a lot of good young talent. Honestly, that 5 guy. I like Roby still. But Chet is definitely Roby. Or at the 3, Shea at the 2, Giddey at the 1, or vice versa. Giddey or Shea, whoever you want, point or shooting guard. But yeah, Presti is putting together a unique roster here. Like, you are going to have to really game plan, figure out OKC. But I think Chet will have his chance to develop, but OKC is not a large market. But if he was drafted number 1, I'd say it. But he wasn't. OKC, not many nationally televised games. Most of the time, if you're number 1 pick, you'll get some nationally televised games because you're all the hype. Houston is a large market area, so they are obviously. So it's just different. It's just because of that reason.
Yeah,
I think he has success. I think he'll develop. Sure, he's been labeled a unicorn in this draft. So, but I think Banchero, like he'll probably be Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Calling it right now. We gotta see how it works out. But right now, I think he's slated to have the most.
Yeah, I like his game too. I mean, all of these guys, I think, will be able to, make contributions to their teams, and easily a toss-up as of right now. But I'm excited to see how it goes, man. But I like really all of their games as bigs that can do a little bit of everything. So.
So, which team impressed you the most?
Man,
a couple teams did different moves. It was a pretty good draft for some of these teams. One team in particular surprised me. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? Who impressed you the most?
I like what obviously OKC always has a lot of draft picks. I like what Detroit did, picking up Jaden Ivey. Memphis made a lot of moves. I feel like they did pretty good. I think I don't know, man. It's it's kind of tough. I like. I'm gonna say Memphis because they were able to get some assets and make some moves. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for this one.
I got you. For me, you mentioned the team going with Detroit, man. After trading away Jeremy Grant, which we'll get into later, they somehow got they got Jalen Durant.
They did.
And they got Jaden Ivey. You got two, they were slated to go higher. And Jaden Ivey was still top 5. Still, I'm surprised Durant fell that low. Honestly.
Yeah.
He can have this as a presence for.
He was a beast in Memphis.
Surprised he dropped. But to have Jaden Ivey, you'll have Sadiq Bey, still young on the contract. Cade Cunningham. So you have Durant and Ivey.
Yeah.
That's a decent look. I was surprised. I was kind of surprised the moves Detroit made especially after trading away. I was like, okay, what are they going to kind of a free agency move?
Walker. I mean, even though that may not be anything, but
I was really surprised with it.
Yeah,
because they needed someone tough up front. They got that.
Definitely.
You have a backcourt of Cade and Ivy. They at the 3, or whatever combination you want to work with that. They got some good potential. I was just surprised they got away with 2 pretty, really, really good impact players.
Detroit,
so they impressed me. Detroit impressed me.
Yeah. I agree with you. Detroit was probably making some really good moves. Probably made some good picks for sure. Made some good plays in the draft. Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely surprising. And runner up behind them, honestly, I try not to be a homer, but OKC did some pretty impressive things in the draft.
Absolutely.
They did. I also gonna shout out the Rockets because there's one player that fell so low. Ty Washington.
Oh,
he fell to the right. He fell so low. He was once slated to be a lottery pick, last year. Dropped that low, and to still pick him up, I think he still has potential, despite how far he fell. There are a couple players that fell kind of far that can be steals if you play it right. But Houston needed another guard because John Wall is not going to work out for your future. So you need to get a good playmaker. Green is a good scorer, sure. Like, he's great for the two. You need someone that can facilitate. Tata is a good all-around guard. He was like one of the best guards in the draft to me. Point guard. The fact that he fell to the right.
Yeah, that does address one of the issues. You're right, because both Jalen Green and Kevin Porter are more like go get a bucket type of shot creators, and they don't have a setup type guy, you know. So that's a good point.
Yeah, so I'm surprised. There are a couple of names in the draft that I've been seeing on my drafts a lot, and they just fell for whatever reason. All right, I'm ready to get to the next part too. All right, which team had the most underwhelming draft night? There's a couple candidates. There's a couple candidates for this. I ain't gonna lie. Couple candidates that you have a first crack at.
Oh, do I dare bring up the New York Knicks?
Go ahead.
Do I dare bring up the Knicks?
Go ahead.
I mean, it's just a running joke at this point. Like, we all are waiting to see what the Knicks are gonna do, and we just know it's regardless of if they get the number one pick or not, or whatever pick, it's just never impressive, man. And there's no slight to the draft pick that they took because they traded them anyway, and their lottery pick at least.
Listen, let's stay there for a second. Let me tell the people what happened real quick.
All right.
So the Knicks caused so much confusion. Woj being like, who we got? Listen, Woj putting out something different. Bam's putting out something. Like, what's going on here? So, okay, this is what happened. New York had a number 11 overall pick.
Yep.
Durant, by the way. But it ended up sending out that pick for 4 second-round picks. Hey, for that pick. Then they traded Kemba Walker for 3 future first-round picks from OKC. I'm not even done yet. There's a joke with that. There's a joke with that later too. I'm gonna save that. All right.
Okay.
So, do all that. It frees up cap space for sure. But so it makes it seem like the Knicks are just Brunson. I'm gonna talk about that too. The Knicks are so questionable. Okay. I'm gonna let you continue now. That's what happened.
No, I mean, you touched on all the points, man. Like, the Knicks basically got nothing to me. I'm like, all right, you got the number 11 pick, which was, who was that? Dang? Wait, my bad. Yeah, Dang, who you traded to OKC, traded a bunch of other picks. Like, so why did you even have I don't understand. And they didn't really address anything that the team needs at this moment, because Kemba didn't work out. You didn't draft a point guard. You didn't draft a guard. You drafted a big that you didn't trade it. And you traded a, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the Knicks are doing. But it's typical Knicks fashion to be saying this, because we never know what the Knicks are doing until, like, they had that one good season 2 years ago when Julius Randle won Most Improved. Other than that, I don't know what the direction is, and they don't either. So to me, New York definitely lost the draft, and it's always so funny because the draft is in Brooklyn, you hear all the New York fans immediately. Poor Dang got booed, and he's like, I'm just, and he was even like going to actually going to the Knicks. He was another pick for OKC.
Yeah,
then like, dang, bro, like I don't know. It sucks to be a New York Knicks fan. I feel like it's like they can't ever get it right.
Yeah.
But it's a running joke at this point. It's every year that I feel like are waiting for the Knicks to bomb in the draft and bomb in the offseason at this point.
Yeah.
I gotta watch some replays of First Take to see Stephen A. Smith cry about the Knicks again. So.
Sure. Yeah, I said Durant by accident. Then that's exactly what we got. Listen, the Knicks. This is what's so funny though. I was like, when I first saw the trade, I know Sam Presti didn't trade 3 first-round picks because my thing next year, Victor Wembanyama. I'm telling y'all right now, he is that dude. I'm telling y'all, he that franchise. These are good picks. I was like, Washington, they're definitely gonna be no offense. Detroit, definitely no offense. and we traded Milwaukee, but that's in 20. I'm main concern was those 23 picks were in Washington. Probably used to get Victor. So I was like, no way, Sam Presti just did that for number 11. And then gotta read the fine lines. Most people are just saying, oh, it was 3 first rounders. Prideful about that. Protected. They're protected picks.
Yeah.
Protected first round picks. Some of those were top 14, top 18. They're lottery protected picks.
Yeah. So
at the end of the day, we're not going to see the picks. Not going to see them at all. Sam Presti just fleeced you again. Like that's all that's what happened. Sam Presti is such a great GM. I'm so glad we got him. Presti, trust. He is mastermind out here, and he worked them over. Once I read the fine lines, because it wasn't really posted out there like. And the Knicks put out a statement like, "Believe in the future. We're setting up for the future. Got a whole bunch of picks. Blah blah blah." I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Statement. It was so bad they had to put out a statement. That's how bad it was. And even in that statement, you're not truthful. Because those picks are lottery protected. It's not going to help you. So, at the end of the day, I don't know what they're doing. Even if you're trying to set up for free agency. For Jalen Brunson, though. And Jalen Brunson had a breakout year this year in the playoffs. But you do these moves for players like Kevin Durant, who y'all had a chance to get, maybe. Or Kyrie a couple years ago. I mean, those are the type of players you do this for. Brunson is not even an all-star player yet.
Right.
I don't know if he can be because it's so deep. I don't know if he can. But you want to mortgage your future and not get any prospect in this draft that could really have immediate impact on your for all your chips on the table for Jim.
If that's their move, and it just seems. As soon as I saw Jalen Brunson trend, I had heard about I think his dad is a part of their staff in New York.
Yeah, he's like an assistant something over there. I read that too. You're right.
I heard that was part of the way New York is trying to lure Jalen Brunson there, and I'm like, okay, that's if y'all want to get him, cool, but I wouldn't. If these are the moves you're making to get Jalen Brunson, no disrespect to Jalen Brunson, because I like him. I like what he does. He's not gonna save New York. He's not gonna save the Knicks. At the end of the day, it just looks very backwards how they're operating. To not get anything from this draft, you basically you went to the draft and got nothing. It's like, it's like the Knicks were the player that went undrafted and they just got to get whatever they got at this point. That's what it looks like for the New York. I don't get it.
And again, y'all sent out the number 11 overall pick, 4 second-round picks, and Kemba Walker for 3 first-round picks that are protected. Most likely not going to see. Well, Milwaukee, you might get that in 20. You might get that one. But all those assets, for basically one pick you'll see. They better have a great free agency. That's all I'm gonna say.
Or maybe
They better
to leverage something. I don't know.
They better rule free agency this offseason. Otherwise, the Knicks are just. It sucks because the front office is like actually diverse. It sucks. It really sucks, man.
I'm gonna let you in on a secret, Q. I don't see them doing well in free agency. Right now, I don't see them doing well. Sorry, shout out to my guy Pete Deal, man. I know he's a Knicks fan. It's some more Knicks suffering to come for the New York fans, man. So it doesn't look good. But hey, I'm optimistically hoping to see something good for them. Just because, man, it's I don't know. They're losing their lore as one of the most famous historic franchises in the league, man. It's getting outrageous.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
it's sad. Yeah, I think the Knicks really pulled out the most what is going on type moves out there. Like, what are y'all doing? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And the other team that could get this category here, Sacramento. Y'all had 4 overall pick. They drafted someone. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't hear much about him.
Keegan Murray.
Yep.
I heard his name.
I haven't heard much.
A little bit, not much though.
Not to be top 4.
Yeah. I think I was watching. I think they said he would be a good fit for them based on what the analyst said. But yeah, I don't know much about him. I can't say. Honestly, man, it's been hard to keep up with a lot of these younger college athletes, man. But
that's true. But still, you still.
I don't know much about him.
Watching through live drafts and all these things. Yeah, all right. Keegan Murray is probably a better fit. Okay. But considering how if you want Murray all along, you could have drafted that pick. Could have traded that pick. Got more. Because I'm pretty sure would have failed. Pretty sure he would have failed.
Yeah.
But saying it's weird. And they could have traded that pick, got more assets out of it, and still get the guy that you want.
That's true. Let me see. Did it
and plus multiple, no matter what you looked at, whatever analytic, whatever mock draft you looked at, Ivy was always above. So it's like, what are you doing? You trade away Tyrese Halliburton. None of your former top picks worked out. Where's Bagley? That's his name, right?
Marvin
Bagley third. Where is he at?
Detroit.
Okay. What about Tyrese's the Pacers now?
Yep. Buddy Hield's gone.
Tyreek Evans did not stay. So
that's a name I hadn't heard in a long time.
I know, but still, he was like a former number 1 overall pick. The thing is, y'all always miss in the draft. They do. The one time you hit Tyrese, you trade him. So I don't know what they do. It's not like they needed a guard. Like I know they didn't need a guard. But what are you doing?
Right.
That's what I gotta say. Because if you want to Murray all along, you could trade it down. They've been smart about it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, if that's their guy, they got him.
But the thing is, if you have the top pick in the draft, the name of the game is to get the best player at that point. Everybody agrees that Murray was not the best player for that point.
Yeah.
Anyway, it worked out for Jaden Ivey. Apparently he's passionate about it.
He has a lot of family history in Detroit.
Right, so it worked out for him, but man, that was a dumb move.
I agree.
It's just a dumb move, man.
I definitely...
All right, it's even worse. I forgot about this fact. It's even worse. Look back in 2018. It took Marvin Bagley over Luka.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, they're kicking themselves. They're gonna kick themselves in the back for a while.
And apparently they paid Bagley because he was more enthused about being Sacramento. You don't have to worry about who's enthused to be on your team or not. Pick the best player. That will learn from that. And just because Jaden Ivey's not enthused to be Sacramento, and I don't blame him. If I was an NBA player, I would not be enthused myself being Sacramento.
It's been how many years since they made the playoffs?
I don't know. Yeah, are we talking about? Has it been back since like baby days and whatever? It hasn't been that long.
It's been at least 15, 16 years at this point. If not longer, but
terrible.
And I do want to see Sacramento back in the playoffs at some point before, I'm 40 years old. Because at this point, I don't see it happening unless they magically trade for, I don't know who, the best player in the game, but I don't know. Yeah, they definitely missed the ball. Jaden Ivey is after the top three, he was the next guy.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely, everybody can agree to that.
Yeah.
So,
and there's no slight to Murray at all.
No slight to him. But the thing is, just be smarter about that.
Organizationally, yeah. Like, why wouldn't you take the best player available if you have a top pick? It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but
none whatsoever.
We'll see. Maybe they know something we don't.
I doubt it. All right. There's a lot of trades that happened before the draft. Kind of hit on some of it. Let's talk about some of the ones that happened. First of all, it's about the trade that kicked everything off, honestly, was okay. Wow. All right. So the trade was complete yesterday. So, all right. One of the trades that kicked everything off was the Mavericks trading for Christian Wood.
Yeah.
Okay. So the Mavericks got Christian Wood. The Rockets get Wendell Moore, Sterling Brown, Marquise Chris, Orban is gone now. That sucks. And Trey Burke. All right. So that was one of the first things that really happened to hit everything off. That was kind of tough. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that trade, real quick?
I think it was great for Dallas. I personally like Christian Wood. I enjoy his. I remember seeing him, grow as a player in Detroit and becoming a force. And when he got to Houston, I think he said it himself. He just needed a chance to show what he could do, and he was scoring. He's a great big. He can do a little bit of everything. He can shoot outside jump shots. He can, back to the basket type game. He's big. He's long. And for Dallas, they don't really have they don't have a big that's like that versatile. If you think about Dwight Powell and Cleaver, I think They're good, but they're not like at the level that I think Christian would. And I think that's gonna make a difference for them down the line in this upcoming season. And it sucks that they lost Boban because he's just iconic.
Yeah, he is.
Shout out to Boban, but even like as you named the players that they traded away to get Christian, Marquise Chris was like the only person I could I could put a name and a face to match. So I think it was a good trade for them, and maybe Houston can use some assets. Well, Trey Burke is the other one, but he wasn't getting a lot of time on the court at that point. So I think it's a win for Dallas for sure.
Yeah. Good win for Dallas. Another trade that happened that's pretty significant was so the Timberwolves got Wendell Moore was this pick, and the Rockets got Ty Washington, and they got future second round picks. Again, that was I kind of hit on this earlier about how significant that was.
Yeah,
because that feels a need, especially with Wall did exercise his option. He did opt in, so
of course,
of course. So you still need to try to settle for the future. At least get someone to play.
Yeah.
Going back to Christian Wood, I agree with you. Christian Wood, that trade was. He's someone that can space the floor for Luka too. The floor spacer, act inside. Yeah, he's a really good pickup.
Absolutely.
Really good pickup. So I feel like they still need a little bit more because Christian Wood is good offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like they need you. Christian Wood is great offensively. He's not as good defensively. Yeah. Like ideally, I would play him at the 4. They can still try to get DeAndre Ayton. Perfect. We'll see.
That would be,
that'd be perfect.
That would be a mean lineup for sure.
That'd be perfect. That means that depends. It also depends on what they do with Jalen Brunson. So
yeah, and they still have THJ. He just is coming back from injury.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think you can live without Brunson. You still can get Dinwiddie. You still got Dinwiddie.
Yeah, Dinwiddie was great in the playoffs.
Yeah, fill the void for you. Oh no, that's my. Other than that, there are a lot of other different trades in here that happened. Of course, we talked about. Of course, we talked about the Knicks, and to be clear, make sure, right? Because apparently I was wrong. What happened? So after the Knicks did their trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we gave them 3 first-round picks that were all protected by it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So now, so they did a 3-team trade. Okay, the Knicks, the Hornets, and the Pistons. Okay. Yep. Pistons got Durant and Kemba Walker. The Hornets get the protected picks. Us.
From OKC. Yeah.
So one got all the second round. York had a ton of second round picks too. So they got 4 second round picks and 1 first round pick from Denver.
Mm-hmm.
From Denver.
Okay.
So that's not even a good first round pick, whatever. Because Denver's going to be competitive. So again, it seems like the Knicks got a future first round pick back. Maybe they have details about that. That picky. But still. End of the day, all our picks are protected. They'll definitely get them. There are a lot of different that happened. Golden State was a pretty decent player, I think. Alwyn Jr. I think he'll be a good shooter for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, that's based on the. Oh, can't believe I forgot about this one. The Sixers and the Grizzlies.
Yes.
You definitely gotta get to that one. I forgot about this for a second. Okay, so the Sixers got DeAnthony Melton. Grizzlies got Danny Green, David Roddy, who was. So, I want to talk about this. What do you think about the Grizzlies giving up Melton? Because he is a good defender. And, Ja had injury issues.
Mm-hmm.
I know Melton doesn't really give you, what you need offensively, but he's a great piece for you defensively.
I thought he was pretty decent offensively too. He can shoot.
Yeah, you can, but I'm thinking back to the playoffs, bro. It was not.
I guess he's a streaky guy. I mean, I guess you're right with the playoffs, but overall, he's a decent offensive player in my eyes. I think it's a good pickup for Philly for sure. Danny Green obviously is not going to be available for, probably this season with his ACL injury. I think Philly made a good move and added a piece, somebody who can, add depth to the roster and give you length on defense, come in and can handle the ball a little bit. I think it's a great pickup, great trade.
Yeah. Right now, I say the deals that had the most impact is with the trade with the Pistons did to get Durant, definitely one, and with the Rockets did to get Tata.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly for me what did it. And of course, OKC made moves too. They just got the players that they wanted. For sure. Yeah. OKC got all the players that they wanted. So
as they always do.
For sure, yeah. And we still get some good picks. I'm telling you, next year is what's gonna matter. Y'all remember this name.
I'm
Look this dude up, man. Victor Wembanyama. Beast. 7-foot center, man. He can shoot, handle the ball, pass, do everything. He is going to be all right now. Okay. Get Victor. You're going to be different. We'll have Shea, Giddey, all our other valuable young pieces. You put Chet at the 4 and Victor at the 5. Oh, it's over. It's over.
We'll see, man.
And then we still got future draft picks to get, probably Bronny.
No.
No. Okay, see, and LeBron gonna play wherever Bronny goes. So
oh my God,
gonna get some bet. LeBron James
father time. Oh man, that's
okay, see, don't sleep. I'm telling y'all, don't sleep on OKC. But yeah, that's basically everything on the draft, though. Touch on about all the pretty important stories that happen out of the draft, and the next big thing for the NBA will be free agency. But some stuff has already started happening.
Yes.
Let's get into it. Actually, before we do that, there's honestly more trade I forgot to talk about real quick. Jeremy Grant.
Oh God, yes.
So glad we were. Jeremy Grant traded from the Pistons to Trailblazers.
Yep.
Your thoughts on that?
That was to be when the news was announced originally about that trade, I was like, the Blazers got him for nothing. Yeah, they got him for draft picks, and I think it was cash.
So yeah, this is it. They got him for a protected 2025 first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Some additional draft assets. So and the Blazers were able to absorb his salary by using a trade exception, some other trade. I wonder. Oh, it's probably from CJ McCollum. It's probably a trade exception. Probably. But yeah. And he's entering the final year of his contract, and he's eligible to sign a 4-year, $112 million extension.
I like it. For Portland, I like it. I think Jeremy Grant, I think he had an injury, maybe a season-ending injury this year too. But he, for like the past 2 or 3 seasons, has just upped his game a lot. And I think early on was in that consideration for most improved. Was a standout player in Detroit to me. And I think that Portland needs like those type of tall wing players that can be versatile defenders, score inside, outside. I think that adds a lot of depth to them, and you know they need it to give Dame some help. I like it. I'm sure Detroit can use those draft assets, or maybe that was, maybe it's something they have in the works as we speak. But I think it was just surprising because it's like, dang, they just gave up a draft pick for 3 years from now and a bunch of nothing to me. It was surprising because I was I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw like the meme with what the Blazers gave up for the Jeremy Grant. It was like the SpongeBob meme with a paperclip and a rubber band. So that was hilarious, and I was like, yeah, they didn't really give up. I would think for Jeremy Grant, you would have to give up a little bit more than just draft picks. But hey, shout out to Portland for landing him.
Yeah, I think that just also shows you how you see Pistons' goal here. Their goal was just to get rid of it and clear some cap space. That was the goal here. That's why they didn't mind getting draft assets.
Yeah.
Draft capital. So you really tell the motives here. So it all depends on the franchise, what they're doing. They accomplished their goals. You got some good players. They cleared the cap space for some free agents want to sign this summer.
Definitely.
That's what they had to do. As far as your Trailblazers, I still think you need more. I did always think they needed a good, forward to push past, but that was before y'all traded CJ McCollum. So y'all still need more. Need more in the scoring department now. That's not. I like Anthony. I like him. Somebody used to develop. Nurkic is just, he's okay, but if you can upgrade the big man spot, I would do that.
Yeah.
That's about that. That's about it. And I remember we talked about the Melton trade too. I forgot about this part. The Grizzlies, Kennedy Chandler also dropped the second round. He was projected to go in the first round, but he dropped and he landed Grizzlies' lap. So that's a guard who was before, like last year, he was projected to be like one of the top guards in the draft as well, but he just fell for whatever reason. So and he's a skilled ball player, and if he can improve defensively, that can probably support why he traded away Melton. So I forgot about that part. So yeah, we'll see. Everything, like we said, it's all about free agency now.
Definitely.
All about free agency. And go ahead and get into one of the biggest things that's happening right now all season. You already know where I'm going with it.
Yeah.
So right now, as it seems, the Nets and Kyrie are at an impasse right now. they're stalled out. Kyrie wants some access to. And they're a little hesitant on that because, sir, you did not play the whole season, last couple of seasons. Your team play some day all for a week. They're just not willing to sign you long term. Got a lot to talk about with it. So Kyrie then puts this out here that he has a list of 6 teams that he would like to go to on a trade deal. I would love to get your input on it. These include Lakers, the Clippers, Mavericks, the Sixers, the Knicks, and your Heat. Jose. Looks like Irving may be a table for you. First of all, what do you think about the Heat? Kyrie Irving. This team to obtain it. Have a good shot.
I don't get me wrong. Kyrie is great, man. He's a great player. I love seeing him hoop. He's one of the best in the game. No doubt about it. Can I picture him in the locker room with Jimmy and Bam and do I see him being consistent and putting in that type of work and dedication? Oh, I don't know about that. That is I'm a little hesitant. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm hesitant to be like, come on, Kyrie, come to South Beach. I don't know. On paper, basketball, like skill, like, oh, great, but chemistry, locker room, approach to the game, dedication, consistency, I'm a little hesitant. I'm a little hesitant on it. So if it happens, I hope it works out. But I think we kind of need to steer clear of Kyrie. And I know that's
so let me swing the pot for you a little bit.
Okay.
If they do a sign trade with them, you can get rid of Kyle Lowry. Get rid of Kyle Lowry. You probably gotta include probably Tyler Hero or maybe Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Kyrie. That do it for you.
I will say Kyle Lowry didn't produce at the level I would have wanted as a Heat fan. Tyler was great up until the playoffs and injuries and everything. Duncan, we didn't have this conversation about Duncan with his being a liability, and if I could swap Kyle Lowry and Kyrie, I would be okay with that. I'll be honest.
You gotta get rid of that. You gotta get rid of someone that make us trade.
I'm a little hesitant to give up Tyler because I think that he.
Yeah.
I think that he's very impactful for our team and especially his 6-man role.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep him if we can. If we got to package Duncan, I would do that. So I guess what I'm saying is I could work with that. I could work with that. I'll be honest. I could work with that. Not UD is going to have a conversation on the side with Kyrie and tell him what's up, and hopefully he respects that and respects the Heat culture if it's to happen. But to answer you, yes, I'm okay with that proposal, but I'm just hesitant, man. It's Kyrie is great, but I just don't know the level of dedication to what we're doing in South Beach. It's difficult to say.
And listen, obviously I'm teasing here. Technically it could work out, but do I think realistically that the Heat take a chance with Kyrie, their culture? Oh, not at all.
No,
not at all. Not one bit. I do not see.
Yeah.
I don't see UD. He's not gonna put up with Kyrie's nonsense.
No.
He talks about the earth being flat in the locker room. Get punched in the mouth. Kyrie is gonna have an issue in Miami, bro. I wish you would think about taking some days off in Miami. The Pat Riley. No, that's not gonna work. Let's just look at this list a little bit. Okay, a lot of these teams are not gonna work out at all. Okay?
No.
The Clippers. In order for the Kyrie to be traded to the Clippers, they got to get rid of. You gonna trade Paul George? Kyrie? Why Leonard? I wouldn't even trade Trey Man for him on the Clippers. I wouldn't even do that. So they're out. The Mavericks. Kyrie is not gonna have the ball in his hand. I don't even know why he put the Mavericks on here. You know, Luka is that player. There's no way that's gonna work. I don't think
it doesn't benefit Dallas to me at all, because you're just replacing one 6'2", 6'3" guard with another 6'2", 6'3" guard who's better, yes, but he has to have the ball, and Luka is the primary
ball handler. There's no way giving them up. So that's a bust to me. All right, now let's keep going. The Sixers. Really? The Nets. If the Nets trade for the Sixers again, okay. James Harden was a really bad thing. And granted, James Harden did in large part because of Kyrie Irving. So I think the theory here is that James and Kyrie be swapped back on each other's team. Kyrie with Joel Embiid, James Harden back with Kevin. But that is so. If that happens, I'll be dumbfounded. I don't know what to think of that.
It's like an episode of Punk'd. If that happens, what are we doing, guys? What's going on? Why did y'all do this? No, I that would be a terrible trade if that were to happen.
That's what I'm see that happen.
Wasn't it Kyrie that was going at James Harden in practice, talking washed and all this?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Kyrie for James Harden. I think that's the ideal swap. There's no way you're gonna have them on the same team, right? No way. So there's the only way to make it work is to stop back. But do you think Brooklyn would have embraced James Harden again?
No.
Doc Rivers is not gonna put up with Kyrie. So that's not gonna work. I just eliminated about 4 teams right there. Not gonna work. So that means ideally you only spend over 2.
I only think
and the Knicks.
Yeah.
Now the Lakers are desperate enough right now. That could probably work. Kyrie was on the podcast recently talking about, oh man, LeBron and this and that. It's speaking kind of highly of LeBron this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something. Aaron and Kevin Love is getting married soon. All be at the wedding. All chop it up. That could be a thing. So Knicks.
Oh. What would the Knicks give up? Julius Randle?
Knicks are coming up. Those are the 2 teams I can see probably doing it. The Knicks, because obviously there's 2 ways to this game. So Irving has until Wednesday to decide if he wants to opt. Then on out, we'll know what can happen. Okay? So he can opts out, he'll be an agent. And he could either agree to a new deal with the Nets, or he can go somewhere else. That's where the sign and trade will come. Sign for a low number, get traded, and do an extension with whatever team you get traded to, which will most likely either be the Lakers or the Knicks. I don't see any way impossible those other 4 teams working. And I think most likely this is mostly like a bluff for Kyrie, I think. Wants to kind of scare the Nets into extending him and signing him. If I'm the Nets, I'll be like, all right, let's go. I'll call your bluff.
You want to play games with me? All right.
Some type of asset. Whatever asset you can get, Kyrie.
Yeah.
Because again, pandemic, hey, we all did not predict this would happen. Before the season started, I thought they would be able to play, but that didn't happen. He decided not to get the vaccine. There are multiple players they were hesitant, including Andrew Wiggins. But Andrew Wiggins did it. Champion. So there are consequences to decisions that we make and the actions that we take. So this is a consequence. And I think if it was just that, it would be better. But the thing is, it wasn't just that though. The other days he took off. Yeah. January 6th was definitely terrible.
Absolutely.
Terrible day for our country. And yeah, George Floyd, terrible. All of the unruly things happen in our society, terrible. But took so many days off. And the thing is, it was just a lack of communication. And you have teammates speaking up for you for absence. It's a lot. It caused a whole little circus. And in the playoffs, you didn't show up. You showed up for game 1. But it mostly disappeared after that. So this stock is definitely down right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I just know 4 out of 6 of those teams are not going to work. That's all I'm going to say. So ideally, I think the team that will most likely obtain him.
I know where you're going with this.
All right, let me talk about this trade too. This trade idea happened. It was out there a few days ago. I think it's because of Nick Wright. Wright put this.
Oh man, not Nick Wright.
Nick Wright. He said he proposed this trade.
Okay.
Kyrie, Ben Simmons, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis. I mean,
what you got, man? Oh no!
Listen, I used to have dreams as an OKC fan that maybe one day we'll get a Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant and Harden reunion OKC. I don't know, man. Listen, this is the thing about the Nets, though. The Nets definitely have a better roster than the Lakers right now.
Yep.
They have better shooters than the Lakers do right now. So ideally, this could work. This could be a better fit for Russ. I just don't know how, if KD signs off on that, I don't know if that will work. It all depends if KD was. And you have a big man in AD, that could be a decent squad. And then I think if you're the Lakers, you get the low end of the stick though. Because you don't know if Kyrie's going to play, honestly. If that's the trade only by itself, I would say the Nets win. That's a trade by itself. But
yeah.
But man, will we have a field day as NBA fans though? Kyrie, LeBron back, and KD and Russell Westbrook. This other thing too, you can't say it won't work because they're a good team together. We're always playoff contenders. And again, last time you saw them together, they were up 3-1 on the war. The 7-3-9 Warriors. The winningest team in the NBA Warriors.
They were down 3-1.
Listen, they were up 3-1. on the Warriors.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Kyrie and Bron.
I think about the OKC.
Got you.
OKC was up 3-1.
I had to know.
3-9 Warriors. We're up 3-1. So you can't tell me it can't work. Man. You can't tell me it can't work though. It could potentially work. And that does happen. I'll be an OKC fan still, but I'll definitely be looking at the it's like OKC. But like anyway, if that happens, I'll But yeah, what are your thoughts on the Lakers and the Knicks? You know, because everything else is totally out the no way.
I agree. I mean, the other 4 teams we talked about, either the fit that just doesn't feel right basketball wise, or assets wise, there's nothing that really is equitable in my brain. Knicks, it would just be a random thing to me. I don't really feel like they have a good package they can put together and that Brooklyn would like agree on. The Lakers are the only choice I can see Kyrie actually that I can see happening. I don't know about the exact trade with I don't know about a trade including Anthony Davis and Ben Simmons, but I would say I think they would try to do a swap for Russell Westbrook and Kyrie for sure. That's like the biggest one I've been seeing is Kyrie to the Lakers, because him and LeBron obviously have history. Russell Westbrook didn't work out for the Lakers, and I mean they would throw in like another Seth Curry or what's his name for Brooklyn, the shooter. Joe Harris. They would throw in like someone like that, not a Ben Simmons. I could see that happening, honestly. And like you said, the Lakers don't have a great roster right now, and they need to build it out. And Kyrie and LeBron obviously have had success together, won a championship. So I could see that. If anything, if he doesn't get to, if he doesn't re-sign with Brooklyn, the Lakers are like the only of his list, at least, that I can see him actually getting traded to.
Yeah,
that's it. These other teams, it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to me to make that move, especially and I'm not slighting Kyrie, you know what I mean? I like his game. He's one of the best ball handlers I've ever seen. But it's so he could be problematic when it comes to outside of basketball. It's just like the focus isn't there all the time. But when he's on and he's playing, he can be great. So I guess you got to take it or leave it with that. So
yeah, we'll see. And then, again, this only happens if there's no deal.
Yeah.
Again, I think we both agree this is mostly like a bluff play. It's something to try to force your situation. Yeah, but lost in all this is, what does this mean for like Kevin Durant and all that? Where is he at with it?
Yeah. And
recently he has his podcast, through his company.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about it. We're wondering if he's involved with it. He said he has not gotten involved with it at all. And he said he doesn't plan to. This quote here is no involvement at all and be involved with it. This is a man's livelihood. This is much bigger than me. Being a free agent is the most important times in your career. That can't be swayed by anybody. To me, wait for the time. This was a politically correct answer.
Very PC of KD.
Very, very politically correct. So, but should Kevin Durant be involved here? this is his team, and Kyrie goes, I'll say a lot about how you can contend in the future. I think KD should be involved here.
If he wants to win in Brooklyn, he should be. If the goal is to be in Brooklyn and to win in Brooklyn, Kevin Durant should be involved. And it seems to me that I know genuinely KD just wants to hoop. That's who he is. He's not about the theatrics of things. He wants to go out and play and enjoy. He thoroughly enjoys the game. I respect that. But if you're trying to win a chip, if you're trying to become a champion and add on to your legacy, I think you have to take it a little more serious and at least think about the long term, the big picture here. And define that. Maybe he just is. I think his goal is just to hoop, which is fine. I get it. But when you're, Kevin Durant, everyone else in the world is like, what is KD gonna do? Is he gonna win it all in Brooklyn? Is he gonna, it? And because we're gonna talk about it at the end of the day, is because he obviously the Warriors just won without him, and that's saying a lot about him and the Warriors and everything. I think he should be a little more involved and get at least talk to Kyrie. See, if you don't try to convince him to stay or be like, oh, let's do this in Brooklyn, figure out where his head is, because like you said, he is the leader of the team. But at the same time, maybe he's just like tired of Kyrie's antics too. Like Kyrie was the one that kind of got him out there to come to Brooklyn, and Kyrie also took it upon himself to just not be available to the team at times and came back on his own time, and then he played. But I don't know, man. I think if I'm KD, I probably want to understand what he's going to do at least. I want to talk to him and see like, oh, are you good with leaving Brooklyn? You good with not winning here? You want to go somewhere else and do it? Okay, cool. I just want to know that much. I wouldn't say like convince him to stay or convince him to take less or sacrifice, because I don't think Kyrie's that type of guy.
Honestly, it's hard to think. It's hard to predict what Kyrie's going to do. I don't know. He could be the type of guy to actually play $6 million next year. He could do that. Because in the long run, he'll know he'll get that money. And again, he only played 29 games last year. Okay? And is he joining this? Look at this number. He has played only 103 of 226 regular season games since he joined the Nets.
Not even half the games?
Since he joined the Nets. Only 103.
Well, like 1 1/8 of a season. In his 3 years being there? It's been 3 years, right?
Since they arrived together in 2019.
Man, that's that's alarming. You're supposed to be the...
And if you're the Nets, you understand why you're hesitant. So, and Kevin Durant, I mean, I agree with you. He should have some say in it. They'll listen to him.
Yeah, for sure.
But silence speaks volumes here as well. Because KD could be like, hey, I need you to go ahead and sign Kyrie.
True.
The fact that he's silent does a lot. And remember before to the reports that he wasn't even speaking to management, right? Do you remember those reports we talked about?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
So it's not looking good for the Nets. And they do have the nuclear option of trading KD. According to Woj, because KD has so many years left on his contract, he has about 4 years left, they'll get a historic return. that best player to do it. Kevin Durant, I'm the pick. Valuable players and young players. I mean,
an entire 15-man roster at that point, like.
Yeah, so they can definitely do a reset if they want to. It all depends on how this whole thing goes with Kyrie Irving.
I can't lie. If I'm Brooklyn, I'm very nervous right now. Like, the fact that Kyrie is one thing, but the fact that KD's stance is more like stand out of the way. And he's probably just waiting to see what happens with Kyrie. And if he's not happy, yeah, he can. This can blow up really quick for the Brooklyn Nets. I think this is gonna get bad if we don't hear anything from KD soon. Kyrie is gonna be Kyrie at the end of the day. But if we don't hear like anything like positive about KD and Brooklyn, this could be bad. It could be potentially bad. I don't know though, but that's as if I'm a Nets staff, GM, manager, whatever, I'm like, oh, this is nerve-wracking. We got one of the best players in the game. We're just like, don't know what to do with him, or don't know what he wants to do. That's alarming to me.
Terrible.
Hey man, OKC, get in the running. Trade some of those picks for KD again.
Oh no.
So no. you would not accept the KD trade to OKC? So he's off the books for you.
No. Listen.
Welcome him back. Oh.
I would not trade all my young assets for KD. Now, at the end of his career, he wants to come back.
At the end, huh? Nope.
No, all right, because those dreams are kind of gone for me now. Because James Harden had a bad year. Russ Westbrook had a bad year. KD is still that dude, but I'm not getting.
I respect that. I know how
Bill now. You need Bill for the future.
You trying to get your boy next year?
Yes, definitely. Man, I'm not giving up picks for that. No. No.
I got you.
And the Thunder are smart. They already looking at him too. So I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be playing this clip around this time next year. Watch. So that's that. There was a piece of news that happened. We kind of reported on this, but the same day we kind of put it out there. So we talked about Kenny Atkinson.
Oh yes.
He was supposed to be a new Hornets coach.
Yeah.
As soon as we put that out there, he changed his mind. Decided to remain with Golden State.
Yeah.
This is definitely here. The other part is they hire a coach who used to coach for him. Like it's weird. It's weird. We'll talk about their hire in a second. The thoughts on them on like did Atkinson make the right choice? Because he's not going to be a head coach now. He's going to stay as make the right choice.
Am I correct in saying he's the top assistant for Golden State?
Now he is, because Brown is going to be the Sacramento now. So, top spot now.
So he's the top assistant to the currently best team in the league, and just won a championship. I think it's a good move. I don't blame him. I would. He probably can, have less. He probably has more job security now. Maybe not like head coach money, but job security. He's with a great winning organization. Just won a championship. Got potential to run it back, like you said, with Wiseman potentially coming back, and they got young players, draft picks, everything. I don't blame him at all. I mean, the situation in Charlotte, I think he will be great. I think Kenny Atkinson is a talented coach, head coach capability. but I don't blame him, and I think it's the right choice. It was odd, but things change, and maybe I don't know if that's his first championship or not as a coach, but maybe he got a taste of that chip, and he was like, "Well, I like this. I probably want to stay in contention for a minute as a coach and get my experience up." I'm sure he's having a blast and learning a lot from that organization too. So I don't blame him.
Part of it too, we haven't heard from Atkinson why he decided to stay and back out. But Steve Kerr did speak on it. Told NBC Sports that Atkinson uproot his family again. Understand. But I think the main reason too is that once Steve Kerr retires, the job's yours. Have this franchise. Yeah, you got some young assets in Poole. We'll see what they do with Wiggins this offseason, and if they can stand Poole. But you got Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody. You got some good little assets there. And Baldwin Jr. is going to be a good asset too, I think. Who they just drafted. Before they just drafted. So, that's some good young pieces. And Steph Curry, he played for a long time because of his skill sets.
Yep.
Good situation there.
Definitely. I don't know about one point you made about he could take over the reins for Steve Kerr when he retires.
You don't think so?
I mean, yes, but I don't think Steve Kerr's going anywhere for a while.
Listen, I agree. Steve Kerr, I think he made this comment. I think he remember him saying this, not leaving until Steph Curry retires. Watch Steph, and then that's basically it. So you'll get a chance to get more rings, I guess. We'll have a discussion today about the Warriors' future. Kind of talked about it out, but it's another season. I'll work out because back healthy. He'll be allowed to. So we'll see. So apparently that's the reason why.
And respect that completely. As a
for sure.
As a member of the NBA, you already are away from family and just other life stuff 50% of the time. So respect that. And that's a move across the country at that.
So after I taking the job, Charlotte had to really get going. Okay, oh shoot, we don't have a coach now, so what we gotta do? Okay, let's hire a coach. What we had before, apparently Steve Clifford was, apparently he left the organization on last coach. He coached the Hornets from 2013. Paul Walker. They made the playoffs. Dude, I remember them playing against your Heat in the playoffs.
That was a good series.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. 2015, I want to say. 2016. I don't know.
It was back when D Wade was on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. His overall record at that point, it was 196-14. And previously, he was coaching the Orlando Magic 18 to 21. And they actually reached the playoffs twice in that. Yeah, so, pretty good. Steve Clifford. And last season, he was a coaching consultant for the Nets. And now, overall, he's 292 and 345. And again, most of his teams were pretty bad teams and young teams. He's a pretty good head coach. So after Atkinson resigned or backed out of his deal, Michael Jordan met with Clifford. And they hired him. Okay. He is known as a defensive-minded coach. And this team on the Hornets is really offensive minded, especially behind LaMelo Ball and the pace they play. So apparently in the conversation, he agreed that they'll keep up with the offensive pace. Matches will be pretty good. So we'll be seeing how he does over the next couple of years. Yeah, what's your reaction to this hire?
I know he has history with that organization, and I think that I've never heard anything negative about Steve Clifford by any means. I just think that it was an odd situation with Atkinson, and then an even more odd situation to in turn hire someone, and I think they just did it kind of quick. It was a quick turnaround because I'm like, well, if you want a new vibe, a new energy in your coaching staff, then you would get somebody new, somebody different. But they got Steve Clifford. I don't know what that means for them exactly. Like you said, he's a defensive-minded coach, and they need to be better defensively. They play in game against – what do they play in the playing game?
Was it the Hawks?
I think it was the Hawks. I can't remember, but either way, no, it might have been.
No, because Hawks played Cleveland. I remember that.
Was it Brooklyn?
Maybe it was Brooklyn.
I think it was Brooklyn.
It was Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yeah. They played terrible defense. They didn't play well. They didn't play terrible defense. They didn't play any defense in that game, and that's just one game, but they definitely have to make a shift and be better on both ends of the floor. So I think he can improve and help with that. I just think it was like a odd move as an organization to, soon as you hear that you're not getting the guy that you wanted, you just went and got somebody that you already had before, which is kind of odd. But respect. Shout out to Steve Clifford. Got him a new job.
Yeah. Back to I was trying to make sure we had I can't even tell honestly, but yeah, some other candidates for that job were Terry Stotts and Mike D'Antoni, but they still decided to go ahead with Steve Clifford. So yeah, that's the guy you want. He's already familiar with the organization. And my main concern was like, did he leave on good terms? Apparently he did. So since he left on good terms,
that's a funny thing. I wonder, a lot of teams, this new coaching happens all the time. I wonder how many times like you hire and fire a coach and how the relationship is from there, because this is common in the NBA at this point. Like, you don't do well after with certain expectations, you don't do well, you're out of there. Or if you've been there so long with no progress, yeah, you're out of there. But I'm sure for however long, I just wonder how the relationships like go from there,
Good point. Something definitely to consider, especially when you have players forcing themselves out of situations they don't like.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. And by the way, it was the Hawks they played again. Hawks in the home. And then the Hawks played Cleveland. That's what happened.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, congrats to the new Hornets coach. Props to him. We'll see how it goes. Next, we want to get into some WNBA news. Brittany Griner was named an honorary All-Star starter WNBA. And of course, we know that if she was actually playing here, she would definitely be a starter. All-Star game. But she definitely has the skills to do so. And each season, It's played in the All-Star. So no reason why not to give her this. So yeah, I think it's really. What's your reaction to her, the WNBA doing this?
I like the nod, and I appreciate it. I think that's any basketball fan would appreciate this celebration of Britney Griner, man, because still it's been almost 130 days that she's been wrongfully detained, and it's still like hurts to like think about it, you know what I mean? And I know the WNBA is working tirelessly to bring her back home and make sure that she's okay. And as they've been doing all season long, they've been honoring her. And that's what you're supposed to do. This is one of the faces of the WNBA, one of the best talents that we've ever seen in the WNBA at that. So it's a big shout out, and I'm sure fans around the world of the WNBA can appreciate it. And you know, it's always free BG. Dang man, I feel like we just been talking about this so long. It just kind of like it's a bummer for sure, man. But I definitely can appreciate this action by the WNBA for sure.
Yes, it's good action. Apparently, the movement is growing to free PG. So shout out to all y'all that are supporting the movement. And earlier this month, the Russian media reported that she is going to be in custody through at least July 2nd. So hopefully we hear some good news sometime next week. And her case is now being handled by the White House, by the Office of Special Presidential Envoy for Hostage Affairs. That's a long. But basically, they specialize in hostage release, especially for people who have been wrongfully detained in other countries. So, yeah, the WNBA All-Star Game will be on July 10th, and we'll see what happens. So,
yeah,
shout out to WNBA for doing this, keeping this focus on. There's some other historic news that happened, not with the Mercury, but the brother franchise, Phoenix Suns. They hired Morgan Cato as the assistant general manager and the vice president of basketball operations. Okay, so some of y'all may not have heard before, but she's been working with the NBA for a while now. She has done a lot to support the brand. Her roles in the past have included several strategic initiatives that targeted growth of the game throughout the NBA. She helped launch the Basketball Africa League, which was huge. So she has done a lot in the league. And this Jones said in a statement that we're excited to welcome Morgan to the Valley and to the Suns organization. League office, Morgan played a pivotal role on countless initiatives to grow the game, develop it, play it at its best. The addition of her background and knowledge will allow us to elevate our basketball operation in several areas. So, reaction to Morgan.
Like you said, her resume speaks for itself. Great, she's done great things for the game, helped expand basketball around the world, has just strengthened the brand overall, and it's always amazing to see that, you know, the women in our country are getting the recognition and the opportunities that they deserve rightfully, and getting to be in those rooms, you know what I mean, that previously weren't available. I'm always about, you know, female empowerment in sports and in life. I I definitely think it's a great move, and I think that she'll be a great addition to that franchise and will be instrumental in making some great changes. I know that Phoenix has been, as of late, one of the top teams in the league, and organizationally, we've heard a lot of different things, and they they're doing the right thing and going in the right direction and getting some new life into it. So definitely, I want to see more of this type of historical achievements that should be, way earlier than 2022. But definitely shout out to her, and I look forward to seeing more of the work that she's gonna do.
Yeah, it's really, really great move by the Suns. Never know what door this can open, because the Suns are this isn't just a terrible franchise, This is like a successful organization. They identify her to make them even better. So that says a lot about her qualifications, to everything that she's done. And again, to be the first woman of color in this position. That's awesome. This is a really great look for the Suns. Great look for the NBA. We'll see what happens in the future too. Hopefully see more women getting opportunities, especially women of color.
Especially women of color. Yes, sir.
So we're gonna wrap up the show. Thank y'all for tuning in with us. Got one more topic we want to get into. Hop off. So Zay, we like talking about the Utah Jazz here, and once I saw this, I was like, we gotta talk about it. The Jazz initiated a rebrand. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want y'all to look here at some of these pictures from this rebrand. Okay. This is the jerseys. Love the purple, but mostly you just went to yellow and white, black. The logo is not the jazzy logo anymore like that. It's not that logo anymore. It's more so just plain black and white Jazz note. That's what it is right there. And fans don't like it. I'm not even a fan of Utah Jazz. I don't like it. You tell me your home and away jerseys are just black and yellow. It's I don't like it. And it's weird. The Jazz seems to change their colors. Like if you ask me what were the Jazz's colors, I wouldn't know what to tell you. At one point it was like orangish and like black, and now it's, but I don't know what it is. I know historically they've been purple, but the past couple years we strayed away from that. What do you think?
It honestly, looking at this picture of the court, it gives me basic NBA 2K make your court type thing, and it's like one of those default things that you put on. I mean, the purple is cool, bringing that
purple
back.
Straight.
It gives me the
thing is, that's like a special jersey though. That's not their basic home and away jersey. This court right here, that's the main court they'll be playing on. That standard court right here. And the jerseys they'll typically be wearing is that yellow jersey, that all black jersey, and white.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of this.
I'm a player for the Jazz. If I put these jerseys on, it decreases my morale. My morale was up here, and now it's here, just because I'm wearing these trash jerseys, man.
The like, I don't know what they called it, but it was like the orange and reddish.
Those are some of the best jerseys I've seen. Like those are good. I like those, but we don't even see that this year.
I wonder. I'm with you. Like they've changed colors. Like I remember it was the blue and dark, like yellow, and then they had the greenish one, and they brought the classic green, blue. And the red thing they had last year going on, like it was dope. And now I'm like, My question to them is: did D-Wade sign up for this? Because D-Wade is a fashion Casanova, you know what I mean? Fashion expert, and I don't know if he would approve of these. I feel like they went behind D-Wade's back for that. So I don't know. Maybe they escorted him out since the Jazz seem like they about to have some trouble with Donovan and Rudy. They lost the coach. I don't know. D-Wade may be out on the outs too. I don't know. Because I feel like my uncle D-Wade would not sign off on this. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I said blow up the franchise.
I
guess they took me too literally. I mean, blow up all the logo jerseys now.
The jerseys up from last year were fine.
They were fine. And these jerseys are. Color is weak. It's gonna be weird seeing that color on my TV. What is that, highlighter? I mean, like, I don't know what color that is.
These lemon lines.
No design. Like, no design. Just Utah.
Just Utah.
That's it. That's it.
Jazz. You can put the music note at least on the jersey somewhere.
I know, right? They got to put that one version of their jersey. But that's it.
Man, I don't get it.
If I'm the Jazz, I'm wearing that purple jersey all day, every day. Wearing it every game. That's the best jersey to me. Second.
Even that's pretty minimalistic. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of these. I mean, even if you look at the side by side, like look at the purple one and then look at the others. It's like that doesn't even belong with that team.
Some of these does not belong. So like it's crazy. It's bad.
I haven't played 2K in years because I don't have my game system anymore. But I guarantee you, I could have made a better jersey.
I believe you.
In my team than what that is. I'm just saying. I think I could have made something better, but I don't know. Maybe they trying to get some new changes, some new energy in there, jerseys and the rebrand. So, do you, Utah? I don't know. I've never been to Utah, but this feels very Utah. If that makes sense.
So, this is the thing. This is the main thing here. Y'all have so many issues already. Don't have a coach. Apparently, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell. Apparently, we're in trades a lot now.
At odds.
At odds. Don't draft nobody. Draft day. You don't make any trades on draft night. Oh, well, we're gonna rebrand. Good luck getting free agents to wear those jerseys. I'm not. This is terrible. Well, Utah fans, good luck.
Yeah. If we have any Utah fans, subscribers, let us know what y'all think about this, man. What's going on out in Salt Lake City, bro? I feel that this doesn't help with getting talent at all.
Those jerseys are
not a big market.
Those jerseys are depressing.
It's like very much I don't know, just practice day jersey.
Oh no, that's bad. They may well have the worst jerseys in the league next year. We'll see. All the teams are going to fill theirs or something. I don't know why they made this news so early. They decided to do
it. Anything else going on? Their stars are.
I mean, apparently you thought you had the draft going on, but apparently not. Or some trades. A coach, right? But no. By the way, I think Will Hardy, front runner, all that. He was assistant on the Celtics last year. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And one piece of breaking news before we head off. KD put out No, not KD. Dame. Put out a picture on his Instagram. There's a Photoshop picture of KD just talking with Dame in the Trailblazers unis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So what do you think about Dame recruiting KD? Making it known out there, putting it public. He's like, bro, I see what's going on with Brooklyn. Not looking good. Looks like Kyrie may be gone. He can come over. But that's worse. Why? I'm the Trailblazers. You can right a wrong from so many years ago. Get KD, Because, they could replay history. I'm sure they would have drafted him.
Yeah.
Get a chance to do it. Whatever they want, whatever the Nets want. Everybody but Dame Lillard. Build your roster around them. Dame and KD, pick and roll. But let's stop in that.
Monster. And I know that I've been thinking about Dame. You gotta get him some help, man. You gotta get him something. So I'm not mad at that at all. Do your thing, Dame.
Let him recruit.
Dame, holla. Let it be known. Put it in your songs, man. Let KD, man, let's do this. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a fire duo. That would be a fire.
Yeah, that would be one of the top duos in the league.
Yeah, and I feel like they wouldn't have any like.
Dame is chill. KD is just chill, want a ball. Dame is chill, want a ball. Yeah,
they just want to do it their way, bro. And I feel like there wouldn't be a confusion of, oh, should I take the shot? You take the shot. I think they would get it. They would understand. I like that.
And Chauncey Billups at the helm. That.
Yes.
Like that.
Hey, I'm with that. I'm with it. I'm with that. I can see that.
Yeah, let's see. Y'all, free agency. Y'all gotta stay tuned in to the Swish Masters Podcast. This next couple of weeks, this is about to get crazy. Draft night was kind of crazy with the Knicks. Talked about that. There's unexpected trades that happened, unexpected picks that happened. That was dramatic. That's what's going on with some of these other. But what are the Knicks trying to do? We'll have to see. There's a lot to stay tuned to, but thank y'all for rocking with us. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. Your podcast platform. All different. So check it out. Appreciate you. We'll be back next week.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all, and be sure, like you said, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications. It's about to be a crazy offseason. We got it all covered here on the Swish Masters Podcast. Your favorite podcast out right now. We appreciate y'all, and see you soon.
All right. Peace.
Okay.